Hi, today is September 5th, 2024, and on this date in history in 1975, President Gerald R. Ford survived the first assassination attempt against him in Sacramento, California by one Lynette "Squeaky" Fromme. That's right, she approached the president holding a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun, and as she raised her hand to fire at the president, she was tackled by Secret Service agents and taken into custody. Once in custody, she readily admitted her intent to kill the president and noted that she had done so to win favor with none other than Charles Manson. That's right, she had met Charles Manson back in 1967. She'd been thrown out of her family's home, and she was sitting on a bus stop in San Francisco pondering her life. A bus comes along and lets out a passenger, and that passenger happened to be Charles Manson. He looked at her and said, "You look like you've just been thrown out of your home by your parents." And, of course, she took that as some sort of a psychic sign and thought that he was some sort of a psychic guru. So she followed him and the Manson family to the Spahn Ranch. She was not involved in the Tate LaBianca murders. But in 1971, when Charles Manson stood trial, he was sentenced to life in prison, and he was sentenced to Folsom Prison. He was sent to Folsom Prison, which was near Sacramento. So she moved to Sacramento to be near him. So she went on trial for her attempt to murder the president, and she was sentenced to life in prison, and she was sent to a penitentiary in West Virginia. She escaped in 1987, that's right, so it wasn't that secure apparently, and she was captured after 2 days on the run and was sent to a more secure facility, but she was released in 2009. Now, as it turns out, back in 1975, 17 days after Lynette "Squeaky" Fromme tried to kill the president, another person on September 22nd named Sarah Jane Moore attempted to shoot the president. She got off one shot and was tackled by a bystander, a former Marine. And so she stood trial, was sentenced to life in prison, and she was sent to the same penitentiary that Lynette "Squeaky" Fromme had been sent to, and like Lynette "Squeaky" Fromme, she also escaped in 1985, but she was taken back into custody, sent to a more secure prison, and she was released in 2007. So that is the story of two assassination attempts against President Gerald R. Ford, and the first one started on this day in history, September 5th of 1975.